The M4 MacBook Pro has been out for about a month now, and I've been waiting to do a review because I really wanted to put it to the test against my beloved and trusted M1 Max MacBook Pro. I think a lot of you may also be like me who bought the M1 MacBook Pros when it first came out in 2021, and you're wondering if now is a good time to upgrade or if you can stick to the M1 machine that you already have. Let's begin by talking about the hardware. At first glance, the design does look familiar, but there are some upgrades that may seem minuscule by itself, but all of these stacked together could make a pretty big difference on your workflow. First up is the display. The Liquid Retina XDR display now offers up to 1000 nits of sustained brightness for SDR content in bright ambient light and 1600 nits peak brightness for HDR. In low light environments, it dims all the way down to just 1 nit, so this could be perfect for when you're in low light situations like on airplanes. There's also a nanotexture option for the first time on the MacBook Pros, and I have been a fan of nanotexture on Studio Display and on the Pro Display XDR, and I think it's especially nice to have on the MacBook Pros since it's meant to be carried around and used in different environments and different lighting conditions. Battery life has also received a significant boost, and thanks to the efficiency of the M4 chip family, the new MacBook Pro boasts up to 24 hours of battery life, the longest ever on a MacBook. And with fast charging, you can hit 50% power in just about 30 minutes. However, I have found in the fine prints that the only model that is getting up to 24 hours is the 14-inch M4 model and 16-inch M4 Pro model. Depending on what chip you choose, you might not be getting a battery life boost, just so you know. The camera has also seen an upgrade too. It now has a 20 megapixel center stage camera, which keeps the subject perfectly centered during video calls. The desk view feature is also available where you can have an angle that simulates a top-down view. Do I personally use these features? Not really. I have them turned off, but it's there if you need it. One of the huge downsides of getting a non-Pro or Max chips, just the base M1, M2, M3 chip versions of the MacBook Pros, was that they only gave you 2 Thunderbolt ports. Not having a port on the right side could be pretty annoying and limiting depending on what kind of desk setup you want. But with the M4, we get all 3 Thunderbolt 4 ports, so that's a great win in my books. If you go for the M4 Pro or M4 Max chips, you will get 3 Thunderbolt 5 ports, which is the newest protocol and has much more bandwidth. So as I said, I've been using my M1 Max MacBook Pro since it came out, and I have it configured to 10-core CPU, 32-core GPU, 64 gigs of memory, 1 terabyte SSD storage, and it cost me around $4,000 with tax. The machine I'm comparing it to is the newest M4 MacBook Pro with 10-core CPU, 10-core GPU, 16 gigabytes of unified memory, and 1 terabyte SSD. Also, I have it with the nanotexture as well, which comes out to about $2,000, so roughly half of the cost of the M1 Max MacBook Pro. So obviously the core numbers are different, the memory is different. So it's not technically an apples to apples test, but it's kind of like a real life test because these are the machines I have and the machines I would consider getting. I also wanted to try it with AI tasks as well because the M4 MacBook Pros are advertised as made for Apple Intelligence. Here are some benchmarks from Geekbench ML. I used Core ML and Neural Engine for this test, and it seems like there is a significant boost for machine learning and AI related tasks. Let's get into the actual examples of this. This is a test that I showed during my Final Cut Pro 11 video, which I'll link on here as well. I masked myself using the new Magic Mask feature on a 14-minute 4K 24 FPS video. It took 18 minutes and 49 seconds for the M4 and 26 minutes and 34 seconds for the M1 Max. So M4 was roughly 30% faster. I also wanted to do some Apple Intelligence tests as well, even though they are still in beta. There isn't much to try and it's difficult to stress test, but first let's try image playground. I chose 3 components and waited to see how long it took to generate the final image. On M4 it took 13 seconds and on M1 Max it took 18 seconds. Next, I wanted to try writing tools. I selected the same long text and clicked on summarize. This took M4 8 seconds and M1 Max about 10 seconds. M4 is definitely faster, but these tasks itself are pretty small and the deficit is only a few seconds. So let's go back to Final Cut Pro and try video transcription. This is also done on device as part of Apple Intelligence. I transcribed 14 minutes worth of footage and M4 did it in 8 seconds and M1 Max did it in 16 seconds. 16 seconds for 14 minutes of footage is impressive to begin with. Okay, so here's the most interesting part. For me as a video creator, video export speeds are super important, and I've tried some tests with DaVinci Resolve exports. I used one of my recent vlog as an example, and it's nothing crazy. It was in 4K 24 FPS and about 10 minutes long, and M1 Max exported in 5 minutes 46 seconds, and M4 exported in 7 minutes. And I was kind of surprised that M1 Max exported faster than the M4. So I tried it again. I thought it was a mistake. I tried it again and got the same results. So I tried another project where I had used a mask over the entire timeline to fix some lighting issues in post. The timeline was around 22 minutes. The M1 Max exported in 17 minutes 47 seconds and M4 exported in 38 minutes 40 seconds. I thought this was also a mistake, so I did it again, but got the same results. I think this was due to this export needing more GPU power, and since my M1 Max has a 32-core GPU, even though the chip efficiency has gone up, the M1 Max was able to breeze right through it. So what is the conclusion I can draw from this? I think there are two takeaways, and they're slightly different. The first one is that I'm genuinely surprised how well M1 Max is still holding up, and I can still keep on relying on this machine to support my video creation workflow without feeling the FOMO for faster machines. The other one is that if you are upgrading from Intel chips or lower M1 models, the M4 base model is going to be an amazing option for you because you're getting great performance with half the price of what I paid for on my M1 Max, 3 Thunderbolt 4 ports, the longest battery life ever on the MacBook, 12 megapixel center stage camera, and the option for getting nano texture glass. For me personally, if I were to upgrade, I think it would make more sense to get an M4 Pro or M4 Max to get more GPU cores so that my video exports are significantly faster than my M1 Max. But I could also stick with my M1 Max for a little bit longer. So that's it for this video. Let me know what you think and if you have any questions. If you haven't already, I would love for you to subscribe for more tech and creativity videos. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next video. Bye! I'm having the time of my life.